listening to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Your hosts, Nate and John, cover their shared history with the band, discover new music together, and cover the farthest reaches of the Deep Purple family tree and beyond. Here's Nate and John now.
Welcome to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode is episode 370, Alcatrazz, No Parole from Rock and Roll. And coming to you from the suburbs of Chicago, where we still smell faintly of skunk. I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Providence, I'm your co-host, John Life Sentence Matola.
AI.
Yep. Point for Nate. You know, give me a nickname for No Parole from Rock and Roll. John Life Sentence Matola.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess that is it's pretty on the nose. I just figured,
it's like, prison oriented.
Yeah, prison.
Okay, great.
John Cell Block Matola.
that wasn't one of them.
What would you have come up with? That's the real question. Something from The Rock, the movie The Rock.
I don't know. I was trying to think of something on my own, and it was like I couldn't come up with anything clever, you know.
Yeah.
So I defaulted to see what AI would come up with, and it was dumber. Usually,
not dumb, just not creative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let me see. Some of the other ones I didn't like. Like that was the first one that suggested a bunch of them. The Inmate. Good.
Yeah.
Cell Block Riff. I roll.
Cell Block Riff. It's rock and roll and it's jail. Cell Block Riff.
Yeah. Gritty, musical, a little tongue in cheek. No, it's not. Hard Time.
Oh, Hard Time actually is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
No Escape.
Yep.
All right. Chain Rattle.
That's
These are some of the ones I've rejected. Blacktop Convict.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Road Life meets Prison Vibe.
Prison Vibe. I don't think it's a vibe. And I guess it is a vibe. It's just a bad vibe.
Locked Groove.
What was it? Blacktop
Convict.
I'm looking that up to see if that's like a thing. Oh, it's just bringing up pictures of sexy inmate costumes for Halloween.
Well, I also have a Locked Groove.
I see where they're going, but
Dead End Anthem.
This is bad.
Feels like a song title. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Dead End is, yeah. So they're combining with No Parole. They're kind of coming up with a similar phrase, and then Rock and Roll Anthem.
Yeah, and then the last one, which sounds the most AI, Iron Sentence.
Iron Sentence.
I received an iron sentence from the judge.
Irons.
Strong, unbreakable feel.
Yeah.
I love how they just describe like their own like suggestions. It's
they're like they compliment them. They pat themselves on the back. It's like, this is why this thing we just came up with is amazing. It's tongue in cheek.
And we're like, I mean, not really, but okay. So who smells like a skunk? The dog?
This hound right on the floor here. So
I hope like not you or.
I was working in the city on Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
And I Wednesday worked, went to the hotel, was kind of, feeling a little bad. Then I was just up all night coughing and just feeling like lousy. Got Thursday, I was feeling better. Although I got like no sleep, but I was tired. But I was like, all right. As I was driving home, I'm feeling worse and worse and worse. I get home and I'm like, I got a fever of like 102 and I'm just feel absolutely lousy.
Yikes.
I took a couple of bites, whatever Jen made for dinner, and I'm like, I'm taking a shower. I'm gonna go to bed downstairs in the guest room so we don't have to bother you by coughing all night. I stopped at Walgreens on the way home, got a bunch of cough medicine, got that like super drowsy cough medicine. I'm gonna sleep great tonight. Took it. I was like, that split second where I was gonna just about to fall asleep, and then I hear all this commotion like outside the room. Oh no, yeah. And I'm like, oh God, the kids, Jen, everybody. And I'm piecing together, like from the phrases I'm hearing, I'm like, did that dog just get sprayed by a skunk? And then I opened the door to the guest room and it was like, boom. And I was like, yup. And I didn't realize skunks, when they spray you, like in real life, they smell, it smells a lot different than when you smell like the typical dead skunk in the road. It smelled more like burning rubber. But it was everywhere. So I took, and I'm like feverish and feeling horrible. I took her up to the shower, and then she read, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Meijer and pick up skunk shampoo for the dog." So I just sat with her in the bathroom, locked in there, just smelling all these great aromas, and just like keeping my head in my hand and being like, "Oh my God!" So then we made this makeshift skunk shampoo because they didn't have any, out of hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and some Dawn dishwasher liquid.
Yeah.
Scrubbed her, let it sit for 5 minutes, rinse it off. Scrubbed her, sit for 5 minutes, rinse it off. Did that 3 times, and then gave her a proper bath with shampoo. And then like got towels down, opened all the windows, turned all the fans on. And I was like, I am going to bed now.
And this is all while you were on wacky pills too.
I was on wacky pills. I was so tired and felt awful. And yeah, it was a bad scene, but she still smells a little skunky. But it's not too bad. It basically, they said she's going to smell like a skunk for like 10 days to a month, you know?
If that were me, I would have just pretended I was still asleep and let everybody else deal with it.
I was like, I thought about it and I was like, no, this sounds like something I might need to assist with. Yeah, it was a nightmare. But we're through it. And here we are, folks, to talk to you about Alcatrazz, the iron place, the cheeky,
the Iron
cheeky jail
Road,
prison vibes,
cheeky jail, prison vibes,
cheeky jail, prison vibes. That was actually the working title for the album. Cheeky jail, prison vibes.
Woo!
Oh, brother. All right. So before we get into that, though, of course, what we always do first on the show is we give some thanks to the people that support our show, because I don't know if you've heard this, John, but the Deep Purple podcast is 100% listener supported and ad free.
We are.
Just starting now and for the last 370 or 369 episodes and continuing on. We are ad free, no ads. But we do take this time to thank our patrons. And if you want to become a patron and give us some thanks for the show that we put out for your entertainment every week, then you can do so by becoming a patron on Patreon or in PayPal for as little as $1 a month. There's also a bunch of options. You can check the show notes for one-time donations, other recurring donations, ways to buy merch, ways to leave us reviews. We really appreciate it. As a patron, you get access to our patrons-only Discord channel, our ratings spreadsheet, invites for our live stream episodes, links to submissions for all of our album ranking shows, and access for our Too Hot for YouTube Forbidden episodes, which, wouldn't you know it, ever since we started doing that, I don't think we've had one. It's been a long time we've been talking about this, but I don't think YouTube has banned an episode forever, unless you live on the ill-begotten islands of St. Pierre and Miquelon in Newfoundland, which for some reason ban our episodes all the time. And sometimes Belarus and Russia. But yes, so speaking of our patrons, coming in at our executive level, the wonderful late Gerald, Jerry, Kelly, and family at the In Memoriam tier. At the $25 Uncommon Man tier, we have Ovis Nakfi, whose new book, Before We Forget, is out. All right. Think it's out. Newt Morton Johansson just sent him a wonderful, lovely note complimenting it and picturing it on John Lord's piano that Newt owns. Very great praise from Newt. Appreciate that. At the 20th Plenty tier, we have Alan. At the 10-pound Good Doctor tier, we have Dr. Mike Catan. At the turned up to $11 tier, Clay Wambacher, Frank Thielgard Mortensen, Mickelstein, Will Porter, PhDPP, and Michael, don't call him Bagford. At the $10 Someone Came tier, Ryan M., Jeff Bryce, Victor Campos, Better Call Saul Evans. And Peter from Illinois. At the 8-pound lesser-known patrons tier, Mr. Robert Smith. And at the Deep Thoughts by John Mottola tier, the one, the only, Mr. Fielding Fowler.
And now, Deep Thoughts by John Mottola.
Oh, I'll go first because it's because I just will.
Feelings on fire tonight.
And of course, our Hall of Fame, starting with
Rich, Youngwe, Shaylor,
Jorg Planer and Norman Weichelbaum. Thank you to all of you for your support of the Deep Purple podcast. Upcoming, we have the Glenn Hughes show with Dead Daisies in St. Charles at the Arcada. I still don't know if I'm going to that show, although we're recording this a little bit early, so I got to figure that out pretty soon. And then Deep Purple's 2026 dates announced. The Mansfield, Massachusetts show. I don't have the date for that one. And then the Highland Park. I want to say the Mansfield show is like the 14th or something.
13th or 14th.
13th or 14th. The Highland Park, Illinois show, Chicago, is the 25th of August. And the 24th of August, the day before that, is Indianapolis, which Rich dropped that he's not sure he can make it to Chicago. But if he can, he might do Indianapolis as well. So we'll throw that out there to anybody. I have got 6 tickets for Ravinia for the Chicago, Kansas, Chicago the city, Kansas the band, Deep Purple the band. I don't want people to think Chicago. Hey, when's Chicago playing?
Oh,
Although I did see them last summer. And I've got 6 tickets. 3 are already claimed by me, Peter from Illinois, and Ryan M. 1 is tentatively reserved by John if he's able to make it. So I've got 2 more if anyone's interested. Just text me for Venmo or contact me somehow for Venmo details. So I'll have to put those other dates into the show notes so we have them. Then our next upcoming rankings show is Come Taste the Band. Get us your rankings by August 1st. Become a patron if you want to rank it. All right, John, here we are. There's no parole for us. What is your history with this album, with Alcatrazz, if any?
very little with Alcatrazz. I haven't gone down the rabbit hole with them. But it's one of those bands that I think has a kind of difficult to follow history, like maybe similar to Whitesnake in my mind, because I know that at different points, like Yngwie, Steve Vai, and Graham Bonnet were in it. So I have heard like a couple of things from, I think, Graham Bonnet and Steve Vai were in at the same time, at least on an album, because I know a couple of songs from that lineup of the band. But other than that, I don't really know much, except it's definitely like Deep Purple adjacent. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, same. Like I'm very unfamiliar with the band. It's one of those ones that I've heard a million times, like heard of a million times.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of heard about them peripherally. But yeah, there's a lot of, I'm looking at their Wikipedia page and their timeline of the band. So it looks like they were basically together from like 83 to 87, huge time off. Then they were touring only from like about 2006 to 2019, 2020. And then they released 3 albums between 83 and 87, and now they've released 3 albums between 2021 and 2023. So huge gap in the middle there. But looks like they're definitely getting things going. Going. Graham Bonnet was back for the first of those 2020 albums, along with Yngwie was only on the first album, Steve Vai on the second, Danny Johnson on the third. Never heard of Danny Johnson. Howie Simon was the touring guy for a long time, and then Joe Stump has been the guitarist for the last 3 albums.
Yeah.
Gary Shea and Jim Waldo seem like the 2 that have been there the whole time, and then they've gone through a bunch of drummers over the years.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why. Among other things, I probably never got into them. Especially when I was younger, I was really into knowing the lineup of the band. The band would have to be consistent from album to album. Like, I'd have to know every guy that was in the band, and if it was somebody that every album there was different people on it, I'm like, well, I can't follow this, and because it was as much about the personalities, the people in there, as it was the music. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's especially when you've got 2 ringers like Yngwie and Steve Vai only there for 1 album, and then you've got Danny Johnson, who I would assume if he's picking up the torch from those 2 has got to be pretty good.
Right.
But he doesn't seem to have a Wikipedia page, so I don't know much about him. But yeah, it's got to be difficult, as especially a brand new band, having so many lineup changes, 1, 2, 3 guitarists in 4 years on 3 albums, different one every time. Although everyone else stayed the same. The drummer, the bass, keyboards, Graham Bonnet all stayed the same.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because, Deep Purple itself was similar, but at least they went through each of their lineups. They had a couple of albums at least with each line, except for, Mark IV, but it was there was something to grab onto. There are some bands I never heard of the Michael Schenker stuff, or Alcatrazz, or even Whitesnake in the beginning. I wasn't able to really get into anything before 87 because it was just I don't know, it wasn't as I didn't wasn't as interested in it. It's about the mystique of the band, how they got together, and if they broke up, they hate each other, and all that kind of stuff. So, but now if you're just okay, this album has these people on it, then it'd be if it's a good lineup, let's hear that shit,
Yeah, and we know for us, there's a lot of Doogie White is a singer at one point, so we've got actually it says currently he's still the singer, and 2021 till present. Wait, my bad. It's one of those Waldo Shea's Alcatrazz.
No.
But I guess I don't see there being another version of Alcatrazz. I'm sure there's some sort of legal stuff that's going on with them, so that could be it. But anyway. That's kind of, we don't have much of a history with them, and I know some of our listeners probably do. A lot of them probably do. But given the fact that we've talked about this before, they were pretty much disbanded by the time we were really starting to get into this stuff. I don't really even remember seeing them in the record stores, And in fact, I couldn't even find a digital copy of this to download. I couldn't, I looked at it wasn't on Apple Music. It was on Apple Music. I don't like Apple Music, so I didn't download it. So I'm just going to play it off of Spotify. But I'm trying to get myself a copy of the CD and or LP of this one. So I have never heard this album.
I don't think I have either. If this is when you get into the lineup, I can tell you if I might know one of the songs on it. But if it's not is it the Steve Vai one or no?
No, this is the first one with Yngwie.
Okay, then I probably am not familiar.
So on bass, we've got Gary Shea, previously of the band New England.
Mm-hmm.
On drums, Jan Uvena, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He had worked with Alice Cooper and Iron Butterfly.
All right.
Wikipedia, this is interesting. Wikipedia mentions that he retired from music in 2000 and as of 2016 was the manager of a U.S. cellular store in Walpole, Massachusetts. Now, I don't, did they still have cellular? I mean, granted, it was 10 years ago, but did they even have cellular one 10 years ago?
Cellular one, Cell One?
Yeah, I remember cellular
that's like,
one.
yeah, that's defunct. Yeah.
That's been gone forever.
Yeah, they were I think they were like eaten up by like T-Mobile or AT&T
Yeah.
or something, Verizon, whatever. But wow, Walpole, that's like I could just take a quick drive over there and just be like, "Hey, you in Alcatraz? I need a phone."
Start looking at, just try to find the oldest guy you can at the Cell One in Walpole, or it might be Boost Mobile now or something. Hey,
just like, "Hey, what do you think of this iPhone? Did you play in Alcatraz?" Yeah. Like, how do you bring that up? Like, that's a good segue.
that was 10 years ago. Hopefully he's retired now.
Yeah.
I remember Cell One because this just popped in my head. I totally had forgotten this. So my buddy Chris used to, not Chris Warren that I had the studio with, but a friend of mine, Chris, that I went to high school with. He worked for Cell One. He was a manager at a Cell One store. I should ask him. I should call him. Hey, do you know this guy? He's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm having drinks with him next week. But he used to work for Cell One, and so whenever any of us wanted a cell phone, we'd go to him, and he would get us any number you wanted, like if it was available, so you could say, give me this number, and he'd give you like the number, and he'd always do it so like would match the last four, like your cell phone would match the last four digits of your landline or whatever, whatever you wanted. And when we had the recording studio, he got us like the cell phone that matched the last four digits of our studio number. But he was kind of a prankster. So I get my first bill in, and it's made out to Nate, and then in quotes, pole smoker Beaudry. So
why were you
just to be an ass? just so I'm like, I see my bill and I'm like, this freaking guy, of course. But of course he got me like all the best possible deals, and he got me a killer discount on it and everything. So what am I gonna do?
Yeah, like, call me pole smoker all day. Just give me that sweet discount.
Yes. So fast forward a couple years later, I had to call them for some reason. I don't remember what it was. And I gave them my name, and they were like, we need to confirm your account. So I gave them my name, and I had totally forgotten about the pole smoker thing. And then they were like, and she's like, we have to ask this to confirm, but I need you to confirm your middle name. She's like, it's a little interesting. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, is it pole smoker? And she's like, yes. I don't think he even worked for Cell One anymore at that point. So I had to confirm.
You had to confirm your middle name was pole smoker with a complete stranger.
Yeah. Which, yes. So,
oh, Jesus.
Yep. So anyway, that's my cellular one story. Okay, so that's the drummer.
Great.
Yngwie Malmsteen on guitar. Obviously, the only other entry he has from this year. So this is like his kind of debut. This is Yngwie coming out. Only other entry is in 1983 is a band Steeler with Ron Keel.
I've heard of them.
You've heard of them?
I've heard of this. Yeah.
So I guess he must have been a guest on that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think because I loosely know some of that history. It was Yngwie had started to come up in the early 80s, and that was one of his first bands, and it was notable because it was with Ron Keel from Keel, the quote-unquote metal cowboy. I don't know what that's all about.
Is that what he's the metal cowboy?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, maybe because he wore a cowboy hat and some chaps and he sang metal. I don't know.
Or maybe he wore metal chaps.
Maybe.
Sounds cold and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Then we've got Jimmy Waldo, also previously of the band New England, and prior to Alcatrazz. And then, of course, our good friend Graham Bonnet on vocals.
Oh, okay.
This was produced by Dennis McKay, who worked with everybody, including he produced Teaser. He's won all sorts of Grammy Awards, and he's award-winning producer. David Bowie, Judas Priest, Phil Collins, Jeff Beck. Worked with Billy Cobham, so he's a real one. Then we got Willie Harlan on engineering and Andrew Truman as the executive producer, which you don't often see on an album, like an executive producer.
Yes, sometimes. Like I remember, I think I've seen those on. I remember those being like on Kiss albums, which was basically, I think that's like a way of like, for Gene and Paul to give themselves like some producing credit. They'd be like produced by, Eddie Kramer, executive producers, Gene and Paul, and it's just like
basically means you're financing it.
Yeah. Do they really do anything? Yeah. So it's
No.
it would be the same as like, movies, you'd be like producer, executive producer. So yeah, financially, or they had like some input and I feel like it's the same thing with like songwriting credits. You kind of get your name in there so you can get that sweet residual money, or something like that.
Yeah, you're just like you can maybe have some creative influence on it.
Yeah,
like
sure.
you could be like, "Hey, I'm financing this thing, so I want a song about called General Hospital." They'll be like, "Okay, that's weird. It's it's my favorite soap opera, so I want you guys to really go for it on this one."
Oh, I want you to call it like Blacktop, whatever the thing was that I said.
Blacktop Iron Rod or whatever that was.
Blacktop
Convict.
Blacktop Convict. Yeah, bleh.
Yeah. Blacktop.
Right,
so did you, when you did it, did you tell it Alcatrazz or just that the album was No Parole from Rock and Roll?
No, just the album name.
So I wonder what Blacktop has to do with anything.
Because, well, remember I read it was like it had to do with like being on the road because bands are on the road.
Okay.
The old Blacktop. I don't know. I mean, Alcatrazz, I feel like if I put Alcatrazz in there, I mean, that was a prison. So I feel like it wouldn't have come up with anything too much different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't Blacktop. I don't know. Who cares? All right. So now we get on to the album cover, which I will, of course, share with you. John, what do you think of the cover of Alcatrazz's No Parole from Rock and Roll? From, not for. Rock and roll. You have no parole.
This is, it's just, oh my God, this is ridiculous. It's just like a rock, like suspended in midair over the ocean.
And the funny thing is, Alcatrazz is like way in the distance there. You can see it, the island. It's unmistakable from the 1996 that movie came out, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like this has I mean, it's definitely a really early 80s rock band look to it. I've seen a lot of album covers that are similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have the reddish pink color and like the red and yellow logo up there. But it's like with the rock with like, you got like one hand on the bars and the other one reaching out like, let me out. It's like it's
horrible in here.
But I don't get why it's just like the
why
rock is like
over
floating. Yeah, exactly. Or floating in midair. Like it feel like it would be a cool album cover if it weren't, or cooler album cover if it weren't just the thing wasn't floating in midair. That doesn't make any sense.
It's also weird that it's like No Parole from Rock and Roll in quotes. Like you don't often see like a.
Sometimes they would do that on older albums.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, no parole. Well, I don't know if you think about it, no parole from rock and roll. Like, so why would you be trapped in a prison? Like, you'd be like, no parole from rock and roll. That sounds like it would be fun.
It sounds like a good thing, right? Yeah, like woohoo! I'm serving a life sentence of rock and roll.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you wouldn't be like in prison, like, out of this floating rock thing.
Maybe this person hates rock and roll. It's like it's like a trained opera singer or something. It's like, oh, it offends my ears.
Yeah, he was like, one of those skinny tie new wave people, or a Fanilow. Maybe he liked Barry Manilow and he was a Fanilow.
He's a Fanilow. This is torture. I need, what's the song? Was Mandy or Brandy or which one?
Yeah, let me out. I want to hear soft rock. Yeah, it's definitely a very early 80s looking album cover. Like I feel like it would be right at home in there with like a Men of War album, or who are some of those other ones like
Except to be four guys with no shirts on in the front of the floating rock.
No, but like I feel like that style of album cover, like
yeah.
Y&T and like other kind of like bands that never really kind of broke through, and they just had this kind of like just a very kind of I don't know, weak looking. I feel like it's kind of just weird. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
The cover was art direction by Bud Samuels. He also got a few other entries on Discogs, so maybe
I think Bud was smoking a little bud when he came up with this.
The artwork was by Mark Sokol, who has a few other entries on Discogs, but not a ton. The design of the logo was Nick Newton, who has a few other credits, including Jane's Addiction and California Transit Authority. Sounds like isn't that a Glenn Hughes album? But yeah, he did the logo. The logo is very of its time. We didn't really talk about the logo, but the yellow with the red, it's reminiscent of Anthrax to me, where like the letters are kind of connecting.
Yeah.
Like
it's very
the L and the A and the R and the Z, maybe. I don't know.
It's all intertwined, like that video game, Snafu.
Yeah, it does look like Snafu.
The Alcatrazz logo looks like you're playing Snafu on Intellivision,
and not the Snafu. Yeah, not the Snafu with Mickey Moody, but the Snafu. That's a fun game.
That's the one where the sound was.
Yep.
Until you hit the wall.
Which you
probably didn't hear that.
I have my old. I didn't hear the last part, but I have the old. My old Intellivision in the other room, but it doesn't work anymore. A piece of crap.
I used to.
We got it in 1978, and when we moved here, I tried to hook it back up. Like, this piece of crap stopped working.
No, I remember the. I used to rock out to the theme song, like when the game was over, and it'd be like. I used to be like, yeah, this
pretty advanced music for that time. Most games didn't really have any music, or if they did, it was usually just like very basic sound effects.
Yeah, pretty much. That one had a cool tune, yeah.
Some great stuff. And I had the little voice adapter pack that you could put into it, and they had games that had like actual voices. They had B-52 Bomber and Space Spartans.
No, I didn't know that.
Mattel Electronics presents Space Spartans, and then you play the game, and it would like be like Starbase 1 is under attack, and it would like talk to you. It was like this thing you had to plug into where the cartridge go that was about half the size of the Intellivision, and then you plug the cartridge into that so that it could go do all these advanced computations in 1982 to come up with the simulated voice. It was pretty awesome.
No, I think we
talked about before that I was terrified of the guy from poker, the dealer.
Yeah.
When he get mad and his eyebrows would go like, and I was terrified.
Yeah, I think that whatever that thing to do the voices, I was a little outside of my parents' budget.
Yeah, no, I don't. It was one of those things. My dad must have been really into it because he got it because I wouldn't have even known about it. He just like brought it home and he was like, "This is cool."
Yeah.
But anyway, here we are. So before we get into the tracks on the album, I think it is time to thank our next round of patrons, and then we'll get right into the songs on the album. So let me just continue this share, and then we can get right into our patrons. At the core level, starting with the $6.99 the nice price tier, Spike the Rock Cat. He likes rocks.
The Rocks Cat.
Spike the Rocks Cats Ghost and Sugar Tea. At the episode $6.66 tier, we have Steve Coldwell. Arthur Smith.
Getting support from the patron Arthur Smith.
And Charles Meadows. At the $6.65 Almost Evil tier, Kenny Wymore, Richie Sucksmith, and Sarah Jane.
Last dance with
Sarah Jane.
one more time to kill the pain.
At the 70 Norwegian kroner. You know that thing gets us banned all the time.
What?
The Tom Petty clip where I
Like him or the part where he goes, Sarah Jane?
No, it's Tom Petty.
Oh.
I get every time I play that one, Spotify's like, you need to tell us that you have authorization to use this Tom Petty song. It's like,
Yeah.
really?
Tom Petty stinks.
It's an edited. Did you say Tom Petty stinks?
Yes.
I don't think it's his decision.
Yeah.
On account of him being dead and
That's true.
the just the record companies. But anyway, at the 70 Norwegian kroner tier, we have Kai Runa, Yes, I'm Norwegian, Olsen. At the $5.99 The Nice Price tier, the one and only Adrian Hernandez.
Hernandez error.
Hey, who the hell are you?
And Scalloped Strap Matt. At the 60 kroner Scandinavian Nights tier, we have DJ Newt Martin Johansson.
It was still kind of DJ'd.
Sorry, I gotta my turntable's getting a little sticky. I'm gonna have to grease up the I don't know, the thing that makes it spin. I don't know, you probably should.
Turntable?
Yeah, but isn't there like a little belt in there that makes it spin?
Oh yeah.
Well, WD-40 should probably. I'm sure that's what they recommend you do to just start spraying it with WD-40. At the €5.50 tier, we have Merline Rota.
Hey.
At the £4 Lucy 4 tier, Duncan Leask.
It's a great life when you're Norwegian.
At the $5 money lender tier, John Convery, German Heindel, Jesper Alman, Alexi, The Perfect Stranger, Slepikoff, Kev Roberts, Scott Zern, Cynthia Doobie, Raf Calf.
You guys ever have sex?
Coyote Bongwater. John Maselli.
Sometimes a man's gotta walk.
Sarah Sanders.
No! Kelly Clarkson!
Jellybean, Evan Robeson, Purple Swede.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
Ralphie Lee.
I hope to meet you again real soon. You have a good, deep, purpley day.
And Joe Dopefish Sigler. Thank you to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. All right. Anything else before we get right into it?
No, let's get into it.
All right. Well, here is the opening track, which maybe it'll shed some light on the cover of the album, because this one's called Island in the Sun. This was released as a single, written by Bonnet, Malmsteen, and Waldo.
Waldo.
I know, right?
This is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it starts off pretty poppy.
Oh, those drums sound like completely electronic.
Yeah, they do. It sounds like a drum machine.
Yeah. Definitely you can hear some Yngwie in there. Like, you could tell.
So far, how far are we into this song? Like, minute and 15 seconds or so? Very restrained.
Yeah. There hasn't been one sweep arpeggio.
But I wonder if it'd be interesting to follow his career from this point. Like, how long did they have him restrained?
Yeah.
This would have been pretty young, I'm assuming.
But this part here, you can hear his guitar. It sounds like very what we know of Yngwie.
Yep. So he would have been 20 years old so probably 19 when they were recording this.
Wow.
Good solo.
Yeah. I could follow it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be good. We know it's going to be technically good.
These are good, background vocals in the chorus. Really catchy.
I really like the "Island in the sun," like that. That's a really nice melody.
Yeah, it is very catchy, poppy.
Yeah.
Oh, we always love a good modulation.
Yeah, and a little chugging here too. Okay, I was really, really confused by the lyrics. Well, it's still so they don't really put in the lyrics to sail away, but it says to sail awayness. Like they basically say full chorus, key change, to sail awayness. I think they mean sail away.
Yeah.
But it's spelled like sail awayna, all one word. Sail awayna. AWENA. Very odd. Maybe it was transcribed by
an idiot.
AI. Either
yeah.
or.
An idiot. An idiot. Yeah, AI.
All right, John, what do you think of Island in the Sun?
Pretty strong out of the gate. I'll give it a 4.
All right.
I liked it. I mean, I thought the song was drenched in this electronic sounding, very, it made it sound very, very 80s, so I think they were doing of the time, sounds everything from the effects on the keyboards, the drums, even Bonnet's vocals were very kind of electronic-y, synthy sounding, so it was, and it was interesting too, because then you heard kind of some of the, I don't know if you call them guitar flourishes, because Yngwie didn't really do any fills or anything, but you could tell some of the
background.
Yeah, some of the rhythm playing, you could be you could tell he already developed that style. You could get a little bit of that neoclassical, not as much as it became. But yeah, I thought it was really catchy and good. For an 80s song, when you listen back to these things too, it's it sounds nostalgic. You're just yeah, that's when I put on some pure 80s pop rock. That would be this would be good for that. And I like that. This is early Yngwie, so we hear him before he gets corrupted by his own arrogance and
before
megalomania.
He gets out of control. But yeah. What he was doing is really good, and you could tell he probably wasn't involved in the mix because those fills in the background were, not buried, but they were in the background. And I don't think, even if there was a chorus being sung,
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think he'd be like, I don't care if it's the chorus and the singer singing, crank up my arpeggios.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is obviously when he was part of a band before he had any say on anything. He was just like, hey, happy to be here.
Yeah, this is one of my first real times in the studio, and I'm going to make the most of it. I don't want to mess this up. And then, I don't imagine that lasted super long. But yeah, so far I'm really liking what I'm hearing. I will give this one a 4 as well. I like it as well. I think we've talked about it before, that making you nostalgic for something that you've actually never experienced before, but of a milieu, of a genre or whatever. The Germans might have a word for it. But yeah, I really I dig it. I like it. I'm excited to get the next track, which is again called General Hospital. Drums sound a little more natural, but still very electronic.
Oh, this is really cool stuff.
Really crystal clear bass on that part.
Yeah, but listen to that riff.
That's great.
Oh yeah, this has got a great fucking groove to it. Wow. They don't go for like the easy bridges here, do they?
No.
Here, a little fancy finger work from Yngwie there.
Very disturbing subject matter, but this guy being forcefully anesthetized or whatever.
Did you hear before they kicked into the second verse, like that keyboard was doing like a kind of a creepy counterpoint in the background?
Well, I miss it. I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it again. This is a great verse. It's really heavy. Just very early 80s like metal, makes you want to like... But it's also melodic.
Very melodic, yeah.
Because, Graham's got this gravelly, powerful voice, but then he goes into this, it's very melodic too, Wow, great playing by Yngwie. Never thought I'd say that. No, I mean that solo.
You make it sound like you think he's a bum. Like, that guy can't play guitar at all.
No, obviously he can play guitar, but I mean I'm enjoying it. He's like playing stuff that I could actually latch onto. Like parts of that solo actually sounded kind of bluesy. at times.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it was in the early days of him not being influenced by Richie Blackmore.
Hear that keyboard?
Yep.
Oh, it sounds creepy.
It's like a chord, and he's using like the pitch bender to like bend it. Like he's like,
Yeah. It's like very creepy sounding. I like it.
yeah, it's a creepy song. There's this guy in a hospital, and he's like not wanting to be there, and they're like forcefully holding him down and sticking needles in him and everything. It's
Oof,
you know,
wow.
so far we've kind of created this you know, island in the sun thing, and it makes you wonder, is this like a medical facility within the Alcatrazz thing? I don't know. Is is there a concept going here? I don't know. Alcatrazz fans would probably be able to tell me, but as we look at the lyrics, maybe we can figure it out for ourselves. So, John, what do you give General Hospital?
The soap opera, I don't remember. The song, I'll give a 4.5.
All right.
I really enjoyed this one. There's a lot of stuff to like about it. Most of which I discussed during the song. Just really like just this really heavy, like cool verse, and then just this. I mean, it wasn't complicated, but it's just this kind of like long bridge where it's like a lot of it wasn't really the music. It was like, you know, Graham Bonnet's like harmonizing and like his vocals. And then the Ingve solo was like great. You know, this is like, you know, I'm so far liking his early stuff. Like a lot of times you hear these guys that like go on to do a lot more and they develop themselves and they become like so much better. But it's like, you know, I don't think his younger self, his early work was underdeveloped at all. I kind of like it. You know, I almost maybe wish it stayed that way.
Yeah,
Or
I mean
maybe-
his stuff. I mean, he
Yeah.
was releasing stuff in what the late '60s, early '70s, and he always had that just like insane power in his voice.
Mm.
I'll give this one a 4.5 as well. I really liked it. My mom was more of a Days of Our Lives fan. But
Yes.
I don't really remember. I watched a lot of Days of Our Lives growing up.
Yeah.
But I do not remember ever really watching General Hospital. I think the initial thing with me is hearing a song called General Hospital. All I think about is the soap opera, and I'm just like, it just sounds like it probably was not in the UK a thing at all. So they probably, you know what I mean. So to them, it's just a phrase, but it's so tightly bound to that show that's been on here since the early '60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going on like 70 years, or has it been 70 years?
Jesus.
Right? Well, how long has it been? I don't know.
I don't know. There are some soap operas. They've just been on like longer than any of us have been around.
At General Hospital. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them have been around for a really long time. Yeah, General Hospital, 1963.
Could you imagine? It's just like, hey, you want to watch General Hospital from episode 1? Like, Jesus, how long is that going to take?
That'll be our next podcast. We can we'll start from episode 1. We'll do a 2-hour review of each episode. So yeah, over 60 years.
How long were soap operas? Were they like a half hour, an hour? When I was a kid, they could have lasted like 3 hours for all I knew. I hated soap operas.
Oh, I mean, they're terrible. I mean, nothing happens. Although, I mean, there was some pretty fun stuff in Days of Our Lives that I remember, but it's it's very slow paced, and the film quality is awful, and it's just all these like tight close ups of people's faces in a room making, you know, they're just terrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, great song. Really, really dug that. I'm really liking what they're doing here. I'd say the only real problem I have so far is that the drum sounds terrible, but it's 1983. I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost guaranteed, and especially in this style of music, you're not going to get a great drum sound. It's just a shame to have a real drummer, but yet it still sounds like a drum machine.
Yeah. I mean, I think it fits in with the overall vibe of the album, though.
Yeah,
You know,
and it
doesn't
creates
sound out of
creates a
place.
sound, and a good song's a good song. But here we go. Next song up is Jet to Jet.
Oh, that's a very Rainbow Richie
Very,
riff.
very Richie. That's very not influenced at all by Richie Blackmore.
Jeez, I mean, if you told me this was like early 80s Rainbow, I'd believe you.
Oh, yeah. Especially when Graham Bonnet starts singing.
I know,
it's an
right?
outtake from Down to Earth.
Jeez. He's going for it.
Jeez. Politically and racially charged song about colonialism and goddamn.
Wow. Sounds great.
It reminded me of Rat Bat Blue.
I could see that.
It sounds like somebody is like barely controlling this nuclear reaction that is Yngwie on this album, and it's when that talent is put to this use, it's unbelievable. Ooh, nice.
Ooh. Jeez.
Yeah.
This guy's nuts.
It's a powerful song. Yeah.
Concert ending.
Back-to-back barn burners.
Telling me.
All right. Jet to Jet, John.
I got to give it another 4.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be doing this with an Yngwie album or an album with him on it, but holy cow. I mean, it's more than just him, obviously. That's why. But one thing that I noticed I was saving my commentary for is that riff was obviously like an 80s rainbow riff. But you could definitely tell the way that Yngwie played it as opposed to how Richie would play it. He played it a lot more controlled. Like I feel like Richie would have played it with a lot looser, a lot more like abandon because it and then he did like a little stop. And I think Richie would have been a lot looser with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like,
he's on a technical level a bit more precise than Black. Well, a lot more precise than Blackmore.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying that it's like precise or not. Like I would say if I noticed that and I'm thinking like, my ear was like, if that were sloppier, for lack of a better word, it probably would have sounded even cooler. Although there is something with the precision of the playing that made it cool, but it just sounded very rigid, almost. But didn't ruin the song for me at all. I think Graham Bonnet's like vocals are insane. The songs are really they're just really good. I mean, so far, and Yngwie finally got in some of that, just fancy finger work, which just like lit up the earphones. I'm really never having heard like some of his earliest stuff. I'm really enjoying it, which is, I like it. I think it's a nice thing to say, because it's like, you want to get like, I've always wanted to like Yngwie, but I'm just like, haven't found the stuff that he's played that it's actually like, you could tell like where the song begins and ends, so.
All right. I will give this one a 4.5. I feel like I liked it even more than General Hospital.
Oh.
It's just great. Yeah, really, really good stuff so far. And I don't know if they're going to hit some clunkers in the second half here, but so far they're really, if they are, they're preloading the really good stuff. So
yeah, that's how this usually works, but we'll see.
We'll see what happens. The next track up is called Hiroshima Mon Amour. The tender love theme from No Parole from Rock and Roll. Oh. He did that arpeggio so fast it almost sounded like one note. Damn. Okay, this is So the song is about what you would assume it is about.
Blowing up Hiroshima?
Yes. But lamenting that it was done and asking for forgiveness, it sounds like.
Okay. Good.
I mean, I love that. the stops in that riff.
Yeah. And then the song just stops and goes in a different direction right in the middle here. Picks right back up. Oh, there we go. Get some keyboard. Oh man.
Oh, that was too short.
That was it?
He was just getting warmed up.
Oh, they did him dirty, just like everybody did in the 80s with John Lord.
Yeah, well, probably not the last keyboard player to be done dirty by Yngwie. He's like, yeah, that's enough. Whoa.
Ooh, that was an abrupt ending. Ooh.
He cranked up the saturation on that reverb.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hiroshima, Mon Amour, what do you think?
I'll go slightly lower with this one, 3.5.
Okay.
I liked it, not as much as the first three, but there was still a lot of good stuff in it. I mean, so far the songs on here are just like, not like what I feel like they're unlike what you would usually hear from a band around now. Like it's very creative. Everything from 'cause you've never heard a guitar player quite like Yngwie. I mean, obviously Richie, but I mean, like
must have blown people's minds when he. I mean, and granted, you got Van Halen and Vi and all these guys.
Yeah, but he was doing a different thing, you know.
But yeah, but this guy is just like where, like, what planet is this guy from?
And then you have Graham Bonnet, who nobody sounds like him, you know.
Right.
He doesn't sound like anybody, and then on top of it, he's not just singing straight. He's like, you know, he's got these interesting lyrics and phrasings, like the way that he's singing as well. And it's just really like I said before on like other albums we've done, he's just got a powerful, different sounding kind of voice. It stands out. So you have two standout things right here, and then they have like these interesting compositions too. So it's like it's really making for a cool listen. You know, it's almost like you see the No Parole from Rock and Roll album. You expect some kind of like biker rock, and instead you're getting this like avant-garde 80s neoclassical, you know, type of stuff. It's like, well, like something else, like No Parole from neoclassical metal.
That was another working title. It just didn't flow off the tongue.
Yeah, they're just like, well, we can't really fit it on the cover. Can we? Okay.
No Parole from Sweep Arpeggios. He hasn't done too. I mean, he's done a few, but like not what we would grow. Like when we saw him live, it was just like, was he ever not doing a Sweep Arpeggio?
Yeah, Christ, yeah. I mean, how many picks do you think he was flinging around in the control room?
They were probably a little more precious back then. He probably couldn't get them for free.
Ah, yes.
But yeah, I'll give this one another 4. I really liked it. And Bonnet's vocals are just, I mean, why he's not brought up more in the, you know, the pantheon of just all-time great metal singers is I mean, I guess the real reason is he just wasn't in as, you know, he didn't have as many popular bands and things. You know, he did a bunch of projects, but he is just unreal how good he is on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a great. They released this. They released a video for this one. So if you wanna, I'll put a link in the show notes to the YouTube video. The next track up is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I see it's in the lyrics, so maybe I'll get shown how it's actually pronounced. But this one is called Cree Nakori. This is a little bit of a longer one to close out the first half of the end of side 1 here. Written by Bonnet, Malmsteen, and Waldo. It's like a synth emulating a helicopter.
Wow, that's really... the way that's mixed is really heavy.
Ooh, there he is.
All right, who else is writing songs like this back then?
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like the songs are like, you know, they're built like very simplistic, but at the same time they're not.
yeah.
That makes any sense?
Oh, here he's gonna say it. I think I pronounced it right.
Close enough.
I tried searching for the Cree Nakori. The only thing that comes up is the song, so I don't think it's about something that we don't know about, but nice. So think of him. He's like 19 and he's basically almost at the full height of his powers.
Yeah, right?
It's insane. Does it say when he started playing? Let's see.
Oh, probably when he was a little kid. I like this here.
Yep.
This is like very, very 80s.
Apparently he started playing at the age of 7.
That makes sense. That's when a lot of people start.
It's young.
And I pulled up a thing here too. Received his first guitar at age 5. Started playing seriously at age 7 after being inspired by Hendrix.
I'm 7. I'm gonna start getting serious now.
Well, this sounds like a guy who did get serious at 7.
Yes, it does.
Age 10, formed his first band and was playing in local clubs. Age 18, moved to the U.S. and started touring professionally in 1982. And then
I'm 7. It's time to stop dicking around.
And then
get serious.
Released his debut album, Rising Force, in 84, so a couple of years later. And so this was what? This was 82 or?
It was released in 83.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. He's 18, 19. Which, I mean, it's impressive now, but I mean, you see a lot of
oh yeah, right.
these other musicians now around the same age, and they're doing the same stuff that he was, and I mean, obviously not as.
But they're doing it because he did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
It's still impressive, but if you think back to 40 something odd years ago, it's just like even more so because you never heard these people doing this type of music or.
Right, like he created this like style of playing for lack of, I mean, you could argue that, but for lack of a better explanation, you know, obviously he's pulling from all these classical sources and things, but like, you know, so it's one thing for this 10-year-old little shit to pick up a guitar and do this, which is amazing. Like I can't do it. I could never do it probably. And these little kids can do these amazing things, but you're just teaching yourself what somebody else has already done. But it's like the person that actually blazed the trail and did it. It's like, that's pretty amazing. You created this whole style of playing that's been adopted by so many people now. Pretty amazing. All right, Cree Nokori, what do you think?
I'll give it a 3.5. I enjoyed it. Felt like it was a little long. But I mean I think that kind of intro where repeated like very classic kind of like 80s heavy, and I mean the way that I think the guitar and like the keyboards kind of blended together to kind of be like when it did that bum 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 bum, when it hit that chord, it was like the way that was kind of blended together was just so good, very heavy. I mean, a great piece of production. This was I mean the verses too were just like so good, like this just classic, like heavy, just I mean everything about it was like good, like, you know, Graham Bonnet, everybody's playing. But I think too the other thing is that by this point, like now I've heard the you know, now it's like getting to be like, okay, now we're like getting to be a little too much.
In
like
the context of a song though, it's
yes, it's
employed
it's
in this way. It's pretty good.
But now I'm listening to the album and I'm hearing more Yngwie-isms, and it's getting like, and for you could say what you want, but it's like when you hear guitar players like this, like there's a lot of times where it's like you just get a fatigue from listening to the album. Like I could listen to this album and then just be like, all right, I'm good with hearing anything with Yngwie on it for like a few days, a week, a month, you know, whatever. Well, it's just like they're like, I'm trying to think like, I don't know, like Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, those guys aren't really like that. You know, I feel like it's really the really self-indulgent players like him and like Vinnie Vincent.
Vinnie Vincent. He's a bit much.
Well, that's another one where it's just like, you know, I enjoy a few songs, and then after a while you get a fatigue because you keep hearing those same like super fast runs over and over again, and it's the same. Yeah, it's impressive, but I mean it's the same thing, and you're just like, okay, like maybe you could do something kind of tasty or like shorten it up a bit, or like, I don't know, play a blues scale or. But yeah, no, in the context of the song, it's good. But since we're listening to the album, it is getting a little teensy bit tedious. But there's still some good stuff in there. Like this, the songs are still there.
I will give this one a 3.5 as well. I thought the verse was like a little plodding, but there was enough interesting stuff going on throughout the song to kind of keep my attention. Shockingly, I am not as fatigued to his playing. Not that you sound like you're very fatigued to it, but I'm not fatigued to his playing yet. Like, I feel like there's been enough things to mix it up. I could just think of when we saw him live and it was just like, oh my God, it's been an hour of just this. Like, all of a sudden they would sing for a few moments or something, or there'd be something going on. But for the most part, it was just nonstop. And it was just...
Well, that's the problem with it. Is like we didn't know where one song stopped and one started, and we also didn't know what the hell songs he was even playing.
No, yeah, I mean, granted, we aren't huge Malmsteen fans, so we didn't know. But yeah, the sound was not great. It was really loud. You couldn't really hear anything other than his guitar, and it was relentless. It just never stopped, and it got really old. And at first you're like, wow, that's Yngwie, he's right there, and it's like he's a legend, and you're watching it, and you're like, wow, this is very impressive what he's doing, but I need to go now.
and we did
go. That was just about as much as we could take. All right, so we're gonna flip over to the second side of the album here, and this opens with the song Incubus, which is an instrumental, a short one. Whoa. I did not see that coming.
Me neither. Holy shit.
I even have the wave in front of me. I should have noticed, but...
All right, pretty good.
Right. There's somebody at the door, so my dog is losing her mind. But yeah, that was Incubus, not Succubus, but Incubus. John, what do you think of that one?
Well, the dog liked it. Ruff. She gives it 3 roofs, which is what I'll give it. I'll give it 3 roofs.
3 roughs.
It's like I feel like she answered me.
She did. There's somebody at the door trying to sell something, so she's I'm looking at it. So Jen's gonna be mad because she always sends me to go talk to those people. Or she does the thing when she's like she just plays like dumb, whatever. It's like, hey, we're giving some quotes around here, and she's like, I don't know, my husband's not home, bye.
I mean, I believe many things about Jen, but it's like her being like clueless is not one of them, but I feel like she could play a clueless person really well.
No, yeah, she's all of a sudden she's Mrs. Patriarchy. Sorry, my husband makes all the decisions. Yeah, not quite how it is in reality. Yeah, I give this one a 3. I think it's good instrumental. It's just an interlude into the next song. So
yeah, good transitional piece, Yeah.
So and the next song is interesting title: Too Young to Die, Too Drunk to Live.
Oh, geez.
Here we go. Sounds menacing.
Oh, it is.
Yep, they're back, baby.
Oh, look, we got a great keyboard line going over here on the left channel.
Yep.
How the hell did he make that lyric work?
Yeah, I know. I was like, even as I was reading it, it didn't seem like it worked.
Damn.
Man, that bass drum is just thumping on this.
Yeah, see, this is what did you say? Relentless? Sounds relentless.
Yes.
Before it even started, like you nailed it.
I like.
But they don't keep up with it.
That line is, "Daddy's princess fixes her hair, powders her nose from the inside."
Ooh.
Damn.
Like they use that double bass very judiciously.
Yeah, and I didn't really notice it before this, so maybe it's not on every song.
I don't think it is.
I really like this stuff, though.
If you told me this years and years ago when we first became friends, I would have been like, "You're a liar. You're being sarcastic."
Oh, is he gonna get a longer solo now? That was
all right.
longer.
Yeah.
The
He's got a
tone
few
on it, though,
bars.
he had a better tone the last time. It sounded more distorted. This more sounded like a straight
Yeah.
organ before you add the heavy stuff to it.
Yeah.
It's a great line. "It's been a long, hard day and the boss drove me crazy." He just makes it work somehow. It seems like a clunky line. Wow. And he does those
Oof.
those things that they always seem to be double tracked. It
Yeah.
sounds like they're double tracked every time.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Can't imagine doing that even once correctly. Never mind twice. And it's so clean and they sound so tight together. It almost sounds like they just double tracked the same playing. But I think he's just that precise that he could do that twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's not easy.
All right, John, what do you think of Too Young to Die? I was just going to say Too Young to Drive.
Too young to drive.
Too young to drive.
Too young to drive. Too young to drunk. Whatever it's. Too young to drunk and too drink to drive.
Too drink to drunk.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, this one was really good. I give a 3.5.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, somehow with the title of the song, it's not like he like for the lyrics, for the vocals, right? It's not like he went to like that was the one chorus. Like he didn't say like the title of the song like straight on too many times. So it didn't, you know what I mean? And when he
Yeah.
did say the line, it didn't sound hokey. And I think it's because of the way that, he was singing it. But also again, just really interesting arrangement and song and like and even though Yngwie's solo like tended toward what we're hearing before, it's a little bit it was a little bit different, but I mean it's like I enjoyed the precision of it.
And
we got some keyboard.
The title of it reminded me of that song. What is it, like sniffing whiskey and snorting booze, or drinking cocaine and snorting
whiskey and drinking cocaine or whatever.
Yeah. Reminded me of that, even though it's not quite the same. But all right, I'll give it 3.5 as well. I liked it. Really, they've got a really good just the vibe of this album is just very like solidly that same like frantic tempo, and for the most part, I like it. All right, next song up is called Bigfoot. Simply easier title to say than the last one.
I don't know, just people talking about Bigfoot, it just makes me laugh.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. So this is kind of like a similar vocal style to that Cree Nakori.
Yeah. This is really good. Oh boy, what's gonna happen?
There we go. Ooh, that's awesome.
Not what I thought.
Such a great groove on the riff right here. And I love that they went back to that when he started the solo. It just...
Yeah, that was very unexpected. I thought he was going to pick up and like go like faster, you know, or they were going to go into a different section. So I like that. It was unexpected.
The site, I just realized the site that I'm looking at for the lyrics has an ad on the side that says the Am I Gay test. Take this gay test to determine if you're gay, straight, or bisexual. You need to take a test?
Well, maybe some people do.
Yes. It seems like... What if it comes out and you're like, oh, I didn't think so. Like, I don't know.
Well, you remember another comedian, Nick Swardson?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he's just like, oh, I was jerking off to my stove. What does that mean? What am he's like, because what was he talking about? With MySpace used to have, was it MySpace? We used to have, you could choose your orientation. He'd be like, gay, straight, or not sure. And he's like, not sure? Who's that for? He's like, I'm not sure. One day I was at home jerking off to my stove. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, well, that would be accurate.
So
then you would not be sure.
Like that need to take the test.
I'm gonna have to take a test. I found myself in quite a predicament, and the only thing I can do is take this extremely sketchy looking test. That is a ad on this horrible lyrics website that I found. You just go with whatever the first lyrics website is. They're all terrible. So
yeah, unfortunately,
I wish like I always try to see if in the early days of the internet, like a band's website would my dog is trying to get my attention. Like a band's website would have like a section for lyrics, and here's the lyrics to all of our songs. They don't do stuff like that anymore. It's just all garbage. So it's like you have to go to these terrible sites with all these ads.
Pretty much.
Okay. What do you think of Bigfoot? The song, not the man, the legendary, not the legendary cryptid.
Well, first of all, I like the fact that it's like two words, big
foot. Yeah.
So you're like, okay.
It'd be great if it's just a song about a guy with big feet.
Like big,
or maybe just
foot.
one big foot. Yeah.
Like not the. I don't know why that's so funny. It's a guy with just a great big foot.
Just one big foot. Remember there was a store at the Emerald Mall that used to have like the shoe sizes of famous people, and then one of them was Shaquille O'Neal, and it was like a size 20, and you could put your foot on it. It was like in the ground. You could put your foot on it and be like, "Wow, that Shaquille O'Neal has a really big feet."
All right, come on, honey, let's go to the food court and get some diarrhea. Yeah.
Now let's leave.
Yeah. Yeah. So right. So Bigfoot, the song, not the man in the suit,
not the legend,
not the legend,
not the legendary cryptid of the Himalaya. They say here the Himalayan mountains. I thought he was more of a North American thing. Well, there's probably all sorts of different Sasquatches and Yetis and big feet.
Big feet. Is that the plural of Bigfoot? Hey, honey, look, there's a flock of big feet over there.
A flock. I don't know how would you use to denote a flock of big feet? It wouldn't be flock.
A herd.
They always have weird names, like a murder
of big feet. It's just like, what's the plural of moose?
Meeson. All right.
Much moosin'.
Yeah, it looks like the Yeti is the one that gets. I mean, they're all kind of the same. So the Yeti is from the Himalayas. Big feet, I always think of being in like Montana or something.
Yeah. Well, the last I heard of a Yeti, it was like a cooler. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, I give Bigfoot a 4.
All right.
I think honestly, the thing that made the song for me was Graham Bonnet's vocals, the harmonizing he did with himself all through the verses. It was like really, really good. It wasn't just him like just screaming it out or whatever. He definitely took his time getting those vocal lines together, and they were just really over that kind of like, Egyptian type of scale, whatever it was, Middle Eastern, the bum, 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 bum,
which is funny because the Bigfoot is definitely not in like a desert country.
And that's the thing too, right? They used a scale that's so far removed from the legend of Bigfoot.
You fit the Bigfoot, he's like lumbering outside the pyramid. It's like, oh, there he is. I recognize him as being a dark brown guy walking across some light tannish sand. He blends in way better in the forest.
Bigfoot wearing one of those hats that the pharaohs wear. He's just creeping across the pyramids, and there's like Egyptian mummies chasing after him. Like, well, I mean, that's what the scale of the song makes you think.
Yeah,
about,
it definitely did not involve. Well, I don't know. Is there a Himalayan scale or a Montana scale? Just play like some cowboy.
Yeah, I don't think Yngwie was the right guitar player for that one.
Yeah, they should have gotten somebody a little more Americana.
Regardless, I definitely think that his vocal lines in the verses made this for me, because it was very patient. You know, he took his time with it, and he like harmonized like really, really well. And it was like, and each time he like built on it, and it was just so good, so interesting and cool to listen to.
Yep.
And then, of course, like the Yngwie, like we thought he was going to launch off into this like faster paced solo section, and then came right back to the verse thing, which was really cool and unexpected.
Yep. I'll give this one a 4 as well. Really, really liked it. Great track. Probably should have been called Yeti, but I dug it. Really, really good song. Great music, great singing. I mean, Graham Bonnet is obviously out of control good on this whole album. Takes us to our next song on the album, the penultimate song. This one's called Star Car Lane. Star Car is all one word, but it's got 2 R's at the end.
Interesting.
Whoa. Ooh.
You know, I like the tone of the rhythm guitar on this album too.
Yes, yeah, it's great.
So you got that really like up close to the mic, chuggy, like lo-fi, like crunchy 80s sound. It's just really good.
Funny that he rhymed again with Ben, but he pronounced Ben like the English way. So he rhymed again with bean, so it didn't rhyme. Or maybe it's not supposed to rhyme. Only Graham Bonnet could sing "And the warmth of the grandfather smile from his magical eyes" and make it sound that cool.
Yeah.
right. Star Car Lane.
Star Car Lane. So we say
Star
it here
Lane.
in New England. Star Car Lane.
Star Market. It's by Star Market. All right. John? How does Star Car Lane?
Yeah, I'll give a 3.5.
All right.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but it's I I love the sound of the rhythm guitar. That's what I like, like in these songs is like this very chugging. What it makes me think of is like when I would put on my headphones and like plug in my guitar and hear that kind of like distorted sound, and it's you can like it's almost like it's like a raw guitar. It's not too polished or overproduced or anything. It's just you feel like somebody is just playing a heavy guitar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's this kind of like vocal melody that Graham Bonnet's been doing, like all these songs are just like na 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 na, and I feel like he's doing that in every song, and now it's like getting like a little repetitive. It's kind of like, okay, this is a good song, but it kind of sounds like the other one.
Mm-hmm. I felt like that at the beginning of the song too. Like I felt like that opening melody was like, didn't we hear that already?
Yeah. Whereas like something in like Bigfoot was very different.
Mm-hmm. Bigfoot. It's just so funny to say Bigfoot.
big feet. But anyways, yeah. So definitely good. Nothing bad about it.
Yeah. I same exact feeling. 3.5.
Yeah.
It's starting to sound a little samey, but we're in the 9th of 10 tracks. Sometimes we're on like the 3rd track and we're like, oh boy, this album is gonna be just this again and again. I feel like while it's starting to sound a little repetitive in some cases, it hasn't worn out its welcome with me, at least. Which brings us to our final track. The final track being Suffer Me. Which sounds very French Canadian. Like all the old Frenchies in my hometown would say, I'm really gonna suffer me. Throw me down the stairs, my shoes, that sort of thing. Like he can turn that little growl on, like on a dime. He just puts that little growl. I feel like he's been spending most of the time singing in this really high register, but he really brought it down right before the drums kind of kicked in, and it's like, he can really do it all. He can spending most of his time really up there.
He's not taking it easy on this song either.
I don't think he knows how to take it easy. And what gets me is when you see him sing, he is like, he opens his mouth as wide as he can, and the microphone is like inside his mouth. You know what I mean? It's like, it's insane. So taking out the album on a little down note here.
But it's like it's a heavy down note.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like a heavy, I wouldn't even call it a ballad. It's just like a heavy, slower song.
Yeah, they don't seem to know how to not be heavy.
Like, guys, I can't help it. I gotta be heavy.
I just gotta be heavy.
And this is the first song where I've heard him like really hit those high notes like pure, you know, with no gravel in his voice. You know what we were talking about like a while ago was
Is that piano?
Oh.
That was interesting. I didn't expect that. Oh no, I think it's never mind, it's the ending jazz for the episode.
Nate, you faked me out. I was like, wow,
all right,
how interesting.
You won't hear that on the audio podcast, but on YouTube you will.
Okay, all right.
I was like, wow, that's really weird because the piano's like staying at the same volume as the songs. What an interesting choice, but no, it was kind of like in the same key.
So what we were talking about a while ago was this kind of how back at this time, right, there was like ballads or slower songs, but not like power ballads, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like there were like in the mid to late 80s, like the stuff that would like really, get the chicks, you know?
Yeah, I don't think the power ballad had quite been invented or at least not perfected yet.
Yeah, this is like I love this as an ending song for it because it was really emotional and heavy. This is like a dude's ballad, you know what I mean?
Not one of those chick ballads.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's just like I love to hear songs like this at the end of an album or somewhere in an album, like in the early 80s. You would have like these slow songs, but they wouldn't be ballads. They would just be like, they'd be emotional.
Yeah.
And you'd be like swaying along to them, and they're not like straight ahead rockers. They're like they're heavy ballads, you know? And I think that's what this falls under, because it was like you had really emotional like playing and singing and just like a very kind of slow pace to it. And it's like a couple of ways to end an album, but this is like, I think, a really strong one of the strongest, especially due to the performances.
Yep.
So
a dude's ballad
4.5.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I like that. I give a 4.5 because I might have taken off a little bit, because at first I'm just kind of like, I don't know, but as it built, it grew on me, you know?
Yeah.
And then it ended off like really like powerfully. I loved it.
Great. I will give this one a 4. I think it was a really solid ending. Really, really good. Not like a ton of lyrics either. Just he's singing powerfully and from the heart, but it's just kind of, and it doesn't really say too much. It's like he's just lamenting that presumably this woman is suffering him. I don't know what he did. He doesn't seem to say. He's just like, the cold December day I came, you knew me well, but I was a stranger. And then he just goes into saying, you suffered me for the rest of the song. It's like, hey, Graham, what did you do to this poor woman?
But you know what? He, like, with the very few lyrics that he had, he sang the shit out of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just the power and the emotion in his voice is great, but. All right. So with that, I think we'll thank our last round of patrons, and then show you how this album stacks up in our rating spreadsheet. So while John fumbles with the spreadsheet, I will thank our last round of patrons. And of course, that is our foundation level patrons coming in at the £3.50 Deep Purple New York tier. We have Lord Longford. At the £3 Aromatic Feed tier, Simon Ford. At the €3.50 tier, Weston Supermare Pilgrim. At the 293 pence tier, we have
Blackmore tights.
At the €2.50 tier, we have Too Many Tears tier, we have Soldier of Fortune.
Too many tears.
At the $3.33 Halfway to Evil tier, we have Stephen Sharp. At the $3 Nobody's Perfect tier, we have Peter Gardot. Ian DeRosier. Mark Roback. Stuart McCord. Ivan Fjellboot. Runar Simonson. Ruinous Inadequacies, Corey Morissette. The wonderful Ashley. Rose. Adam Cork, Tim Wood, Steve Down to Earth Kohler.
Make your love.
It's extra special on a Graham Bonnet episode.
I know, right?
Michael, Matt in Vegas, Jesus Christ Superstar, Eddie Lyon,
Homosexual.
and Rosedale Tom. At the 19.31 Cold Hard Danish Kroner tier, we have Karsten Lau.
Cold Hard Danish Kroner.
And at the $1 made up name tier, we have the Not Too Young to Die or Too Drunk to Live, Leaky Mausoleum, Stephen Somerville, the Concerto 1999 Fanatic, Hank the Tank, Private Eyes, Ashen Lionels, Whopper the Electric Alchemist, Anders Engstrom, ICDC, Durple Purple, David Haddam, Graham Bonnet's Disco Pants and Haircuts.
I said, Graham, our audience expects you to be a bit more dirty.
Disco pants and haircuts, yeah.
I'm just going to put my guitar across his head.
And Sick Tone.
Where is she? Where is she?
Just about to close up the library.
Thank you to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. And without...
Well, with one ado, like that clip of Jonathan.
you knew I was going to say without further ado.
With one ado, that clip of Jonathan has just gotten me to stop laughing like a lot. Now I just chuckle a little bit.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing though. With the new jingles, you'll laugh for like dozens of episodes, and then you just get like into the groove of it.
Yeah, I mean it's still funny, but it's just like I can't believe how long I actually was like still laughing. Like it was the first time I heard it.
I don't know how long we've been using it, but it's been like, well, I think it was on a recent episode he was on, so I could probably find out. But it's been at least 6 months.
Yeah, it's been like when I was still laughing at it, you told me it was longer than I should have been. Before this, the ratings did not update.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah,
all right.
sorry.
Well, I'll do it while I fumble and while we both fumble with the spreadsheet. You can listen to this song.
Well, John's busting out the spreadsheets, and he's fumbling with the tabs. Oops, he sorted it the wrong way. Now he can't tell what is bad.
All right, John, where does, I wanted to say Cree Nokori, where does Too Drunk to Live, where does No Parole from Rock and Roll fall in our overall rankings?
Uh-oh, I lost it. Where is it? Oh, no.
I highlighted it here.
Nope.
You can't see it?
Where the hell is it?
I highlighted it.
Oh, shit.
Scroll down and look for my highlight.
I am. All right.
Oh, are you good now?
No.
You didn't find it? I made it yellow.
The fuck is it?
It's scroll down to cell 51 or row 51.
Oh, there it is. I can't tell what is best. Sorry. Well, I was going too far. I wasn't
The spreadsheet is getting long.
Oh my goodness, yes. No, you know why? Because I was looking for. Oh my God, I'm getting like dyslexic or something. We gave it a 7.65. I was looking for 6.75. So I had the right numbers. They were just all jumbled up. Yes. So we each gave it 3.80, you 3.85. So a little bit of a variance, but we both liked it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And our let me see. So we just say it's in the 31 percentile.
Yeah, so it's in the upper third. It's 50 out of 162 albums ranked so far.
Yep. So it's it shares some space here with Mr. Universe, Gillen, and John Lord, a Gemini Suite.
Ooh, in very good company.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean I'm not surprised that this is up higher. This was a great album, very unexpected because I think that just after all this time, I at least me, I've been conditioned to think of like, oh, something has Yngwie on it. Okay, so I was just gonna for like 45 minutes, and I mean we did kind of, but I mean there was also a lot of other good stuff on this. I think just like anybody else, if you have Yngwie with other people and not just himself, like just glorifying himself and being all self-indulgent, then there's actually some good music. And
right, and let's face it, he spent the majority of his time that he's been known as Yngwie. Like it's my name on the band. Obviously, I've got complete total creative control.
Right.
And left to his own devices, he is very Yngwie. So this is probably one of the few glimpses you're going to get into him working maybe a little more as a part of the whole, or as in a collaborative way, where I'm sure he's done like songwriting and stuff, but it's pretty much like, listen, I'll start the solo when I want to, I'll end it when I want to, we definitely got that vibe seeing him live.
Yeah,
people seem to fear him.
Well,
pick guy running out full speed like the ball boy in tennis to just replenish the picks, and he just looks like that look on his face like, man, if I screw this up, I'm hear
toast.
About it.
I'm cooked. But yeah, I think that just like there are a lot of in my experience, the only really self-indulgent guitar players that I know to that level would be like Vinnie Vincent, and contained within a band, he was fantastic.
Oh, he's an incredible player.
Yeah. Left to his own devices, he was hideous.
It's an absolute nightmare.
Right. But I mean, he also really didn't have as much of a style. Like, you could classify Yngwie's style neoclassical, very influenced by Ritchie, but then, going back to what his influences were, like all that kind of stuff. But then you have other guitar players like Steve Vai, Satriani, who, yeah, they did some interesting stuff. Definitely not as self-indulgent, or maybe they were, but in a different way. Like, they definitely knew how to be tasteful and interesting and write some good songs, like a lot of the time. And even Steve Vai, like when we saw him in Deep Purple, even though he didn't write music with them, he was very suited to that. Whereas it's like, I don't know if you could plop Yngwie into Deep Purple, and even with the similarities with him and Ritchie, like Ritchie's stuff would even wind up sounding that good.
Yes. 100%.
But anyway.
All right. But yeah, there is a review from Kerrang. I'll put it in the show notes.
An old review?
What's that?
An old review?
Yeah.
Well, like Kerrang from 2026.
No. Do they still make Kerrang?
I don't know.
They don't make Kerrang anymore, right? I don't think so. But yeah, it's great because the review is by Howard Johnson.
Sorry. Like the hotel.
Yeah.
Or the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway. All right. Yeah, I guess that's all we got for this week. I've got to take the skunk dog.
Devil Dog, the Hound of Hell, Tuesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain, right after the paper chase.
Back upstairs, and I've got to get some dinner. So,
all right, yeah, me too. It's earlier for you. I'm going to have some late dinner.
Yeah, I'm going to have later than normal, but actually earlier than normal. We'll be eating pretty late lately. All right, folks, we will talk to you again next week.
Hell yeah.
If you like the Deep Purple podcast and would like to support the show, please consider joining our Patreon or donating on PayPal. Patrons get full access to the podcast, Discord server, ratings, spreadsheets, and live stream invites. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help new people discover the show. You can follow the show on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. You can also check out the website at deeppurplepodcast.com for show notes and more. Contact us via email at John or Nate at deeppurplepodcast.com. Thanks for listening.